Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Umineko. Oh, it's been a bit again. Look what I did. I waited forever again, and now I have no idea what we're doing. I think I remember that the reason that the fake kid or something, he fell off the mountain, and Natsu is like, I hope the kid dies, and then she took out the lady with him, and Kinzo was like, ah! And that's about all I remember. Oh, no, oh, this is her conversation with the guy, gotcha. Even this begging scream, which would have shaken the heart of anyone listening to it, could be listened to ruthlessly through the end of the receiver. Don't kiss my face. The receiver was set down violently. He knew very well how much the way you hang up a phone can leave a nasty aftertaste for the other side. Oh, we're reviewing it. I gotcha. That's what it is. Ugh.
実は嫌いな友達に断るときは申し訳なさそうな声。お望みならどんな声でも使い分けて見せるけど。
あんた魔女やめたら声優になるといいわ。
これでお互い駒の準備は OK かしら。フルドエリカ、なかなか素敵な駒じゃない。エンジェなんかよりはるかにベルにふさわしい駒だわ。
お褒めに預かりまして光栄です、ラブダデルタ卿。
こちらこそよろしくよ。素敵だわ。本当に可愛い。魔女幻想に屈服させて、その顔を屈辱に歪めてやりたいわ。
だそうよ。私に恥をかかせないでよね。エンジェよりはるかに使える駒だってことを見せてちょうだい。
お任せを。
ベルンカステル卿、我が主。私はあのようなネクラで低能で可愛げのかけらもない駒とは違います。
本当よね。エンジェなんてクズ肉になってバトラを焚きつける以外何の役にも立たなかったわ。
Is Battler listening to this? I feel like he's not gonna
家族
take
愛と
that
か
as
兄
lightly.
弟愛とか私たちは全然興味ないの。私たちが見たいゲームはもっとえぐくてドロドロしててグロテスクでポップでキュートな殺人事件だもの。
夏日がキングでベアトがクイーンってとこかしら。夏日をかばって群がる魔女と家具たちはチェスの駒というよりは
ボーリングのピンって感じ。夏日にベアと金蔵にガラクタ家具の幻想たち、私たちを楽しませてみせなさいよね。特にベアと私たちもうあんたには飽きてるの。あんたの魔女伝説殺人ごっこはもうおしまい。あんたの出番もおしまいってわけ。このゲーム版はもう私とベルンがいただいたわ。あんたなんて私たちの駒に落ちぶれて永遠に遊ばれてるのがお似合
夏日もベアとも薄汚い真実という腹渡を薄皮一枚で包んだだけのズタ
Don't
袋
like
だ。
those lips. They're very disturbing.
それをズタズタに引き裂いて中身を引きずり出すことこそ私の。
How do you even do that with your mouth?
いいえ、私たちの数少ない娯楽なの。
楽しく遊べるわよ。ねえ見てる？ベアトリーチェ、あんたのゲーム版はこんなにも楽しく遊べるのよ。私が見せてあげるわ。本当に楽しい第5のゲームをね。
私たちばっかり気持ちよく喋っちゃかわいそうだわ。ベアトにも喋らせてあげたら。
だそうよ。特別に発言を許すわ。今回のゲームの抱負でも言っちゃったら。何もないって。そうよねそうよね。あんたパトラに屈しちゃった負け犬だもんね。私に任せなさい。魔女側優勢に一気に流れを変えてあげるから。ただあんたという駒はサクリファスさせてもらっちゃうけどね。
非分の第一の番以前にあっさり解かれ、黄金の番人ベアトリーチェも型なしですね。
夏日の幻想として駒に残れてよかったじゃない。ま、もうあんたの扱いは駒じゃなくてピンなんだけどね。
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェなんてもう出番はないのよ。あんたとその家具たちは私のゲームではほんのちょい役やられ役。気持ちよーくすっ飛ばされて私とベルのおもちゃにされなさいよ。
嫌ならやめてって一言言ってみて。そしたらやめてあげるから。
嫌じゃないってあんたピン確定ね。
Now you're a pin. There's no need for a golden witch anymore. All that's needed is a sacrificial doll, so that the two witches can enjoy some time playing. Die, die, disappear! Confess to your filthy past and your crimes. Speak out your sob story of regret and repentance as you throw yourself off a cliff and die. The Golden Witch will never, ever again have her turn. This will probably turn out to be a nasty game. On the surface it looks very similar to the usual tales. However, there's no respect given to the true main character of this tale. This tale was supposed to be one that the Golden Witch Beatrice invited Ushirmia Battler to see. However, the host has been lost, and there are no longer any guests. The one who did the inviting and the one who was invited are no longer around this horrible tale. Welcome to the 5th game. End of the Golden Witch. Welcome to the banquet without the guest of honor, which has been hijacked by the evil witches.
いいバトラー、いよいよ2日目を始めるわよ。私はベアトみたいにとろい展開は嫌いなんだから。
好きにしやがれ。お前が何をかき回そうと、俺は必ずこのゲームの真相にたどり着いてやる。
そうでなくては困ります。妹さんのためにもしっかり戦わなくちゃ。ご安心を。ラムダデルタ教はベアトリーチェの間抜けと違い、私がしっかりサポートするので問題ありません。私と一緒に 今度こそ魔女幻想を暴いてやろうではありませんか。
Well, if I could say anything, the art does a fantastic job of making these characters extremely unsettling, but not usually immediately upsetting, or unsettling, I mean. It usually takes about a good 10 seconds of me looking at them to really feel that way.
お前なんか知らねえ。ベアとのゲームにいなかった存在など俺は認めもしないし必要ともしない。
強がり言ってる場合ですか。まあお互いせいぜい頑張りましょう。一緒に魔女幻想であらを引き裂いてやりましょう。
Erica acted as though she was asking me to shake her hand. Instead of just passively ignoring this, I gave her an active and clear answer by knocking her hand aside.
握手は嫌いだそうよ。エンジェと同じなのね。
ご安心を。私はエンジェよりはるかに役立つ駒ですので、バトラさんの闘志を回復する以外何もできなかったひき肉とはわけが違います。
Back to the meat thing again, you jerks.
頼もしそうな仲間に恵まれて嬉しいわね。かつてはワルギリアにロの上、エンジェまで来てくれたわ。そしてとうとうベルにエリカまで。あんたを応援してくれる駒たちはこんなにもたくさん。それでも未だに真相の尻尾すらつかめない無能っぷりってどんな気持ち？どんな気持ち？
関係ねえな。これは俺とベアとの戦いだ。その他の誰であろうと関係ねえ。
ああ、そうなの。やっと独り立ち。いっつも誰かに助けられ情けをかけられてばかりのあんたがどこまで一人でできるやら。楽しませてもらうわ。
取り戻すぜ。これは俺たちのゲームだ。お前たちはお呼びじゃねえ。
Ah!
そうよね。これはあなたたちのゲームだわ。なら取り戻してごらんなさいよ。手加減だらけだったベアとのゲームさえ勝てなかったあんたが誰の助けもなく一切の容赦のないラムダのゲームをどこまで戦えるのか。
ではお目覚めなさい、後ろ宮バトラー。ようこそ10月5日の朝へ。
What time is that? I didn't catch the time. I'm assuming around now is probably the good time for the stream is when I was told about. They said like 7 or 8. I'll go for a little bit longer. To my normal 30 minutes time, and we might do the stream soon. Just let me know. Was it someone's alarm clock? Beep beep. An electronic tone repeatedly rang out through the room. Battler, who had gone to bed late and not managed to get enough sleep, covered his head in his blanket and waited for someone to turn off the alarm. But no matter how much time passed, the electronic tone didn't stop. I see. The point of an alarm clock isn't just to be loud enough to wake you, but to be annoying enough to keep you from wanting to fall back asleep. Hey, the alarm's going off. Make it stop, please. Why do waking up voices always get this annoyed? Well, it does make sense. After all, people are still sleepy and in a bad mood. However, there is absolutely no sign that my annoyed voice had caused anyone to turn over in their sleep, or crawl out of bed to stop the alarm. Letting out a deep sigh, I stumbled to my feet. With the shutters down on the windows, there was almost no light getting in, and the room was as dim as it had been earlier. Though, even if the shutters weren't down, There's no way this dull weather would let in enough sun to make this a pleasant morning. The cousins were still wrapped up in their beds, sound asleep and taking no notice whatsoever of that beeping. Normally, once any one person gets up, the others tend to follow automatically. Annoyed that this law of serial number camp awakenings that I just made up had been broken, I searched for the source of the sound. Serial summer camps. I said number, I think. I could hear it coming from a wristwatch set on a table. Judging by the style of the watch, it was probably George Aniki's. Anyway, when I randomly pushed a small button on the side of it, the sound stopped. Apparently it had been set for 7 in the morning. Yeah, I think I was told 8 in the morning was when the stream was good for. Is it already 7? Sorry, but I really don't feel like I slept at all. Playing cards were left on the table as though they had stopped mid-game. The game had probably been 7s. Dang it. I've got this piercing headache. What the heck happened last night? That mountain of gold and the subsequent argument between the relatives. It all feels like a bad dream. Breakfast normally came at 8. Now wasn't a bad time to start getting up and getting dressed. Even those adults probably won't argue in front of the cousins. In that case, I'll stay with my cousins all day long. I'm sure they'll be able to separate me from all this annoying talk about the gold and being the successor and all. In fact, I should have done this from the beginning. I felt disgusting, having slept with my clothes on last night, which caused me to get all sweaty. I guess I'll take a shower. I'm sure the others want to, too. At this age, it's embarrassing to wake them by shaking their shoulders. If I turn the TV on, everyone will probably wake up. Well, let's at least turn the lights on for now. In this dim light, with the quiet sound of the continuing wind and rain, it really doesn't feel like morning has come yet. I flipped the light switch, and then that dimly lit morning ended. Oh. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect that. In fact, I almost entirely expected that. Yep.
George!
Yeah. It seems like you would have found, like you maybe he didn't figure this out last night, because, you know, it was so dark. They technically could have been asleep, or they could have been dead from the moment, you know, even before Battler went in there to go to sleep. As they clung to Aniki's corpse, which would never wake up again. Eva Oba-san and Hideyoshi Oji-san cried.
もうおよしなさい。ジョージ君がこんな姿をお二人に見せたいと思いますか？思うわけがない。
姉貴、気持ちはわかるが、今は南條先生に任せるんだ。
あんたにはわかんないわよ。ジョージが殺されたのよ。ジョージ！ジョージ！
Georgie! I've gotten kinda used to hearing that.
南條先生の言う通りや。ジョージのこんな無体な姿をいつまでも見ていたらあかん。ジョージのためにも今は耐えるんや。
When Eva Oba-san tried even harder to cling to that corpse, Dad and Hideyoshi Oji-san dragged her away and had a heated debate with her beside the wall. Nanjo, put the blood back in him. Nanjo, put the blood back in him.
お気の毒だが、今のジョージ君に必要なのはあなたの血ではないのです。
Dr. Nanjo shook his head slightly. then nodded across to where I stood, giving me a signal. I softly pulled the blanket up, covering George Aniki's corpse. His neck was split wide open. It was probably larger and deeper than his mouth. Would it have looked like a clean and neat corpse if that part had been covered up? Of course not. The large amount of blood which had poured out stained the bed a horrible red and black. And even covering him with the blanket couldn't hide the traces left by the blood which had leaked out. After all, there were even large red-black stains on the blanket. And covering him made his corpse look even more gruesome. So I stripped the blanket off my bed, and placed it on top of the first one. But there were only 2 extra blankets. So if we covered one more of the corpses, we wouldn't be able to cover any more. I feel bad about the ones we can't cover. But for some reason, times like these make me feel like muttering, "Don't complain about it being unfair," inside my head.
キリエ、みんなに毛布をかけてやれ。風邪をひいちまう。
Kyrie-san and I covered the other corpses to their heads with their blankets, just like George Aniki's, so that they wouldn't have to undergo any more shame, with their terrible wounds exposed like this. In one bed rested Jessica. Jessica was exactly the same as George Aniki, though she appeared to be resting quietly in the bed. She would be resting quietly forever. Her neck had been sliced deep and the wound lay open in a brutal way. And Maria was the same. Not only Maria, there was one more victim, lying on the same bed as though they had been sleeping alongside each other, was Rosa Obasan. George Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and Rosa Obasan. In this room were 4 humans who had been killed, their necks sliced open. Oh boy, let's get the juicy bits. Come on. Corpse was found in the cousin's room on the 2nd floor of the guest house. The direct cause of death is unknown, but her neck was sliced open by a sharp blade. That wound was deep enough that anyone could easily confirm her death with absolute certainty. And it looks about the same for everyone? Yep, pretty much. They had probably been like that since last night. I'd returned without noticing anything, gotten in bed, fallen asleep. All of them had a horizontal cut across their throats. I had been forced to see all the way, into the depths of those gashes in everyone's throats. At worst, this wound might have been deep enough to stretch halfway through their necks. If you tried to open it up, you'd probably be able to see that the gash reached all the way to the bone. The only wounds were the single gashes on each neck. So if you just covered their necks with your hand, you might be able to persuade yourself that they were merely sleeping. But even so, this frighteningly deep wound was incredibly gruesome. There's no such thing as clean or dirty ways of killing. All methods of killing are equally brutal. But even so, this was horribly brutal. And there was one more thing which adorned these brutal murders to make them even more unsettling. Drawn very large on the wall was something like an eerie magic circle. It was drawn in a bright red paint which looked like blood, and made it look as though some creepy ceremony had taken place in this room, with the 4 of them offered as human sacrifices. Well, that's a different amount than usual, though. Normally they have 6, right? However, that wasn't what we were concerned about. No one has a heart so cold that they could witness the deaths of those close to them, and still worry about some scribbles on the wall. Hi, did anyone get murdered today?
おはようございます、皆さん。
Very bad morning, Erica. Yeah, we'll stop there. Is this a good point to start the stream from? Because if so, I might be able to do it soonish. Just let me know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for either a video or a stream, depending on what happens. I'll make an announcement video if it is a stream, though. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.